Yes, sir. Four Kings back. We got a guest in the building.
We back.
My boy. What's going on, Pat?
I appreciate y'all, man, showing me some love.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Much love.
Man. We gotta have you back out here, dog. That's if you if you want to piss everybody off. You know what I'm saying? They don't come for you in the comments or something. You know what I'm talking about?
It don't matter, man. I got thick skin. They can come. It don't matter.
All right.
Go Tigers.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got to go for what the fans say, man. Whoa.
Don't listen to what he just said.
Whoa, wait.
Them Tigers.
Wait. You know what? I ain't even going to give you a chance to repeat that. Yeah. See, they going to come for you in the comments, dog. And if they don't, I'm going to use somebody else's account, and I'm going to come for you in the comments.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. They can come just like Iowa did. It didn't work.
Yeah, man. We got a good topic for y'all today, man. We got a few good topics for y'all today, man. Y'all probably going to come for some folks' neck, man. It's probably going to be me and Jeff, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. We going to see, dog. We going to see, man. Maybe y'all might be on our side. We don't know, man. We going to figure that out, man. Cookie, how you doing tonight, dog?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm full of it already, but you know what I'm saying? We're going to make it do what it do, man.
It is what it is.
Man, they going to get around to this first topic, man. What we got?
Let's get it.
Why do foreigners seem to excel or better than U.S. citizens? Let's think about this for a minute. 1, is it government funding when they come over here? 2, is it just us being lax and not doing our research on how we can get the funds that they get? Or 3, we just don't give a damn because we feel entitled, especially this new generation. I'll let you decide.
First of all, what was Pat talking about, bro? What? Bruh. It's just laziness, bruh. We gonna be out here, bro. We gonna get this money, dog. You know what I'm saying? People gonna come to the States, man. They gonna do what they gonna do. The people that come to the States, man, most of them is go-getters, right? The same thing when U.S. people go to other countries or whatever, they go-getters, man. The people that's at the house, man, tripping about foreigners coming over and taking this and taking that. A lot of them are lazy, dog. They just lazy, man. But we're gonna get to it in a minute. Don't worry about it. Don't give me no never mind. All right, we gonna get to it in a minute, man.
I just feel they're motivated for a dream and a purpose. They want to excel in their life, and they want the best for their family, and they all come together as a family and work together to make their dreams come true. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with Bossy on this shit. It's simple, man. Americans, we f***ing lazy, bro. Like, think about it. If a guy can come to a country and can't speak the f***ing language, but can still excel better than you got a head start. You can speak the language. You know where to go. You know all the institutions. Ain't no excuse. That's my view on it. Kill me in the comments. I could give a fuck. Well, so foreigners, man.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but from my, viewpoint, I see a lot of foreigners that move to America who speaks little to no English. It's their second language, sometimes third language. They don't have no knowledge about the surrounding area. They don't know nothing about our justice or legal system. However, in a shorter time, with less resources given to them when they first get here, I'm talking about from themselves, right? They seem or they tend to do better. Yes or no? Let's start with you, Pat.
I'm kind of torn in between that.
Okay.
Because is it our government before they get here, giving them all the resources, giving them all the information? Let's think about it. Anybody can go on the internet. Everybody has internet all around the world. So there's no such thing as you can't find out information.
Okay.
2, is our government giving them money when they get here? That's a good logic, good theory, but is it true? Will we ever know? Only time will tell. Okay.
So you're basically saying you on the fence with it, or you saying okay, maybe they succeed better because the government assists them, or maybe they succeed better because they harder workers? I don't know. I need you to pick a side.
You know what? At first I was saying it was the government.
Okay.
I did a little more research, a little more digging.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come on here and look like a fool.
Okay. All right.
So what I did find is, even from my experience, when I tried to start a small business, my experience, all we're taught in society is business loans when it comes to starting a business.
Okay.
Small business loans.
Okay.
I never knew there was such thing as business grants. Now, if you don't know the difference between a loan and a grant, a loan you have to pay back. A grant, you don't have to give it back to the government.
Oh, so you're saying,
what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Like right here, I'm looking at right now, there's 6 business grants for immigrants alone.
Can you state them for the audience?
Yes, I can state from 6 business grant loans for immigrants. One is an SBA loan. Okay, I know nothing about an SBA loan. Never heard of it in my life till maybe a week ago.
Okay.
The second one is a William Fish program. Google it.
William Fish program.
William Fish program. Yes. Then we have micro enterprise development program. That's another one. What is it? Do your research. Another one is called a prime. PRIME. Okay. Then there's one that says Minority Business Development Agency. Who exactly are they talking about when they say the minority? Is it immigrants or immigrants and African Americans or
Any minority inside
any minority
the US.
that's in America?
Right.
Who are they going to give it to?
Okay.
Or they're just going to shy away from it if I apply for it and give it to little Joe Blow that came from a different country because they weren't raised in America, because they feel that they need the assistance. Maybe I need the assistance. You don't know what kind of neighborhood I grew up in. You don't know nothing. You don't know what type of resources I have or had. Where I grew up at, we had to walk to a library. I didn't have a computer until I was in the military, my first deployment, 3 years after I joined the military. I didn't know how to cut on a computer because we didn't have those resources where I grew up at.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
These days, government is giving them computers, homes. Even though there might be a lot of families together, they're still providing so they can get started.
Right.
Got
We'll
you.
get back to that later on.
Got you. Right here, just to caveat to what you're saying,
Yes.
it says with the William Fish program, with
Okay.
over 40 years of experience in international education, thousands of contacts at universities, and extensive understanding of the challenges international students face when applying to schools in this country, we provide guidance on selection and application for admission to higher education in the U.S. So essentially, from what I'm reading on that, they assist international students in providing a higher education, which they probably couldn't afford on their own. So yeah, that's a valid point.
Exactly. So my thing is, why they're not doing that for us? Why they didn't do it for our parents? Now, granted, some people don't put forth the effort. Some
Preach.
people are lazy, not just minorities.
I think a lot of people lazy.
Americans in general.
Right.
But then you have some foreigners that come over, and they tend to get lazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the American dream.
Yeah, it's just in general. But why aren't we given up front the same opportunities, the same efforts as our government is giving foreigners?
I'll tell you that.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
That's because me and Ty already talked about this, but
Okay.
that's because all right, it's a bunch of different things in there or whatever, but mainly, right? America is a hustler's country,
Okay.
right? If you are born a U.S. citizen, the government leave you to your own will, your own power. You already have all of this stuff at your, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is go and read or whatever. The way they feel is, we put it out there for you to get. It's not my business on whether you pick the book up to read it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's there. All you gotta do is go pick it up. It's your choice to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a hustler's country. Either you gonna hustle and make it, or you gonna get left behind. I know they like to use that stuff all the time in the government where they say no child left behind. That's not
Right,
true.
right.
They say that for the cameras, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They will definitely leave your child behind.
Okay.
Fuck them kids.
Amen. Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they think. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to foreigners, this is their way to entice more people to come to the States. I get it. More than Americans think of themselves in a high regard, right? We're the best country on the planet, as a lot of Americans say or whatever. We're the richest and all this other good stuff or whatever. So we're thinking if you come from another country, you poor, right? And in a lot of cases you are, right? So why would you come to one of the richest countries on the planet and think you're going to make it, right? We want to give you something to make you feel like you can make it when you get here and live that American dream. So to make you come and bring your family to America and start paying these taxes, right? We're going to give you a little bit of money. You ain't going to do nothing to give it right back. We're going to give you a little bit of money so you can bring your family on over, right? And then you bring the rest of your family, like let's say a man bring his wife and his kids, right? And he make it, right? Next thing you know, he gonna tell his brother to come with his wife and kids. All right, I got a perfect example, right? I didn't know this before until I was an adult by the time I found this out. I started talking to these guys or whatever, right? But there was this Chinese restaurant that I used to go to all the time back home in Memphis, right? I love their food. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but whatever. It killed me. You know what I'm saying? All right, but it was my favorite spot to go to. It's real cheap or whatever. And as a teenager, when I found this spot as a teenager, I used to go to this spot all the time, right? And seeing the same family. They saw me as soon as they saw me come in. They immediately knew what I wanted. You want the house lo mein with the teriyaki chicken on the stick? All right, we gonna go ahead and I said, yep, that's what I want, right? They already knew exactly what I wanted, right? Yep. Then I go and join the army. And I come back home to visit, right? And there's a new family there. As soon as I walk in, I see a completely different family. The wife is on the register like the last family was, and the husband is in the back cooking, and the kids is up front folding up the menus and stuff like that as a family or whatever. Okay. And I went up. I was like, what happened to the other family that used to run this restaurant? And the guy yells from the back while he on the walk doing all the cooking and stuff. He say, "Oh, that's my brother. You know him?" And I said, "I don't know him, but that's, you know what I'm saying? Every time I come in, he knew exactly what I was going to get. I've seen him for years." He said, "Yeah, right. that was my brother." So, you know what I'm saying, what they do is they come in, however it is, they, you know what I'm saying, they get their loans and all that good stuff. You can have a business to be able to stay in the country on a work visa, whatever the case may be. And what they do is when they stay for however many years they need to stay on that visa until they get their citizenship, and then they pass it on to their family. So now you bring your family from China or Korea or Japan or wherever you come from, right? You give the business over to them. Right, so they have a reason to stay in America on a work visa, right? Until their visa is done to become a U.S. citizen, and they all stay in the same house, just like we all know that the Mexican community does.
Yes, they do.
Right, the Mexican community all stay in one house, right? But Americans, including the black community, including the white community, laugh at those people, right? Why are these Mexicans packed in one house? You know what I'm saying? I used to work at Kroger. That was my first legitimate job or whatever, right? When I was 15, I believe. 15 or 16. I want to say 15. And I was a bagger. And the Mexican guys would come up with their entire family. You know, they got the wife, they got the kids running around everywhere and stuff. Right. They got 4 or 5 baskets filled to the brim with stuff, right? The bottom is packed with stuff, right?
I saw that a lot of times.
And then they come up and they'll help me, you know what I'm saying, bag the stuff and whatever and put it in the other baskets or whatever. And at the end of it, they'll tell them, you know, your total is 800 and some or 1,000 some whatever. And they go, "Oh, yeah, cool." And they'll pull out this big wad of cash, and all the men will pull out a wad of cash, and they'll divvy up their little part of it or whatever. And then I help them take their stuff to the car. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they go into one household. all of these people living in one household for as long as it takes to stack up the bread that they need to go out, you know what I'm saying? The husbands go out and do whatever construction jobs or whatever it is, their warehouse jobs and stuff like that. The wives is probably cleaning in a hotel or whatever it is that they doing, you know what I'm saying? The kids they learning 2 different languages. They already know their native tongue and they're learning English. That's already better than US kids off top already. You already coming out on top as a homegrown U.S. kid. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is they're more family oriented, and that's what brings them to that point.
They come from countries where family is more important. Okay. We say that family is important to us as Americans, but for some reason, most of us look at what we do to our elderly, man. I don't know how many people I've talked to that work in old folks' homes, and they say how sad it is that they're caring for some old lady or some old man, and their kids hardly ever come and see them.
And now, based off what you're saying, I'm looking at this New York Times article. It's credible, New York Times. Mm-hmm. All right, they say the current figures represent people born between 1978 and 83 who grew up poor, right? Children of immigrant men, children of men born in the U.S. is going to show like a little metric. It say by the time they reach their mid-30s, many of the children had left poverty behind. That was especially true for the children of immigrants, who were nearly twice as likely to become rich as the children of people born in the U.S. Children of immigrants have a 15% chance of being rich. Children of U.S. born citizens, 9%. That's almost double. That's staggering, right? Mm-hmm. So what I would want to say is, so first thing, anybody, it's like training, like for a fight. If you wear like those masks that help you breathe harder, or weights that help you be slower, so when you take it off, you excel, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same thing with people's situations in their life. If they come from a country where it's decrepit or it's hard and they have to rely on their family to stay strong, because to be honest, a lot of countries, I'm not trying to downplay any country, but it's a lot of countries out there, right? Especially third world countries, where it's not as flourishing as the U.S. So they build that callous in life. So something that we may consider to be hard, they look at it like, that's hard? You think that's hard? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we about to outwalk you. I'll give you an example here. Like, it's a lot of people that I've known that wanted to box, right? But they've never been in those gyms where it was very hardcore, where you're going to get pieced up, you're going to be leaving out with bloody noses, broken ribs, sparring hard. So when they come somewhere and it's not like that, they excel. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing, in my opinion, when people come from foreign countries. If you come from hardship, you build that callous.
Is that not the same as the kids that come from the hood?
True, but also, you're right. You got me on that one. Okay. But culture.
There you go.
That's the difference. See, our culture, American culture, just not blacks, just not whites, but American culture in general is, I'm the best, I'm a hustler. If you don't got it, I'm leaving you behind. Mm-hmm. Why do you think you hear parents say, when you 18, you need to get out of my house? Mm-hmm. I used to think like that, but now I took a step back. I said, no, male or female, my daughter or my son, I'm not going to let them leave the house until I know that they're ready to be successful. Mm-hmm. And those other countries, they do that. They have a better culture. Mm-hmm. So even though they have calluses, like people may have had calluses in the U.S., their culture backs them up and makes them excel more. That's what I think.
I can agree but disagree with that.
All right.
When you say culture, okay, I have kids.
Okay.
For example, I used to preach, hey, 18, you gone.
Oh, yeah.
You got to figure out what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. I was like my mom was. Either one, you're going to school, or two, you joining the military. Right. I got an offer to give everything you need. Mm-hmm. He's going to provide your food, your housing. He's going to give you money for school. He's going to pay you every month.
Right.
Okay.
That's that American mentality.
That's that American mentality.
Yeah.
But remember, you say culture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Preach it. Okay, cool. I'll find that. Keep in mind, all you have to do as a kid, especially in high school, is take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. Okay. Take it. Do what you have to do. And then I'll help you do what you need to do to get further in life.
You mean a parent?
Yeah, as a parent.
Okay.
That's it. Do what you have to do.
Okay.
And I'll do what I'm supposed to do to help you succeed in life. Okay, cool. Well, what about these kids? And I blame it on society.
All right.
Especially in America. Society is f***ed up. Mm-hmm. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. It's jacked up. Society is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Social media, to me, has ruined it. influence on just outside topics. I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm pretty sure you can kind of hint what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Is a big influence.
Yes.
2, when we were growing up, let me know if I'm wrong. Did you really have a voice?
No. No.
That's gonna be a topic for later on. That's gonna be a topic.
Good.
A lot of these kids, I have a voice. I should be able to say how I feel. So, first of all, you don't pay no bills in the house. I'm like, what's the movie was with Denzel? Let me know if I'm getting off track. Pull me back in if you need to.
Fences.
The Fences. You wear my clothes. You live in my house. You eat my food. You take a dump in my toilet. What voice you have? You got it easy.
Yeah.
And like you said, culture. We can have that culture, but the way society is, especially these days, is it really worth it to try and enforce that culture when they're more influenced outside the culture and worrying about society, how they think. Yeah. Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nate, what you got, brother?
Just like a lot of you guys made a lot of good points. Like what I would say, like my views on it is that, like, as Americans, I feel that we are privileged and we don't appreciate as much as foreigners do. You know, and also we're not family oriented. Well, you know, there's a lot of Americans that are family oriented, but I would say maybe majority aren't. Like me, you know, I know I barely know half my family tree, or even a quarter.
Right.
But like, you know, I feel we're, as Americans, we're lazy in a way. like we just feel like it's easier to obtain the whatever your American dream is. We can just go out and get it.
Right.
But as foreigners, you know, to them, family is survival. To us, you know, you just survive on your own.
Right.
And they come here, they work hard. Some of them work 4 jobs and, you know, do what they can to support their family. And they, you know, the kids, you know, once kids are 16, they're working. They're all pitching in and helping each other.
Right.
You know, and I feel like as an American family, it's all for yourself.
Right.
You know, you just, you know, you got to make your own. You got to learn. You're always told that, you know, you got to go out there and make your own. And that's what you always think. So you don't think about working together as a family and being successful together.
Right.
And yeah, that's just my views on that.
But why is that? Like, for the life of me, can we all agree? I would say from like the 1900s up to about the mid 60s, we had that, correct?
Oh yeah.
We had that. How many movies or TV shows? Keeping Up with the Beavers? What's the name of that show? Leave the Beaver. We had the Jeffersons.
But did we have it, or did they just show that in movies?
Is that what they portrayed?
It's another one.
No, I think we had it, and they portrayed the time, the times. That's what TVs and movies do. They show the times that those movies and shows are in currently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To promote to who it is they want to watch those shows. That's why now, just like I want to say, you said this recently. I don't know if it was on the pod or if it was in a regular conversation about the. I want to say it was a Pampers. The box on the Pampers, right?
Oh yeah.
About when they did the white lady, right? She had her baby and her husband standing next to her, and then for the box with the black lady holding her baby, it was just her by herself with her baby, no man. But that's what the Times say for the black community. They listen to the black women say men are not in their homes, and it's because they don't want to be. So they just listen to that. So that must be what this country looks like for the black community, right? So that's what we're going to promote. Same thing with the TV shows and stuff like that. So I think, yes, in those times, yes, family was important even to Americans back in those times. But somehow, some way, we just got away from it, man.
We lost our way, man. For more content, follow our Instagram page at 4kings_pod.